let's get to our first guest of the day. This man was victorious a couple of weekends ago in beautiful Copenhagen. He has burst through the middleweight doors and is now a legit player at 185 pounds. Went from heavyweight to light heavyweight, now middleweight. He is the great Jared Cannonier joining us first on today's show. Jared, how are you?
I'm doing good, Ariel. I'm glad to be back on the show yet again.
Yes, sir. Several appearances this year, and it's great to talk to you after the big win a couple weekends ago in Copenhagen. First, let's talk about this past Saturday. Adesanya, Whittaker. I'm sure you were interested in the fight. Did you watch it?
I certainly did. I watched it. It was definitely an exciting fight to watch. Both of those guys definitely showed what they're made of, and it was just fun to watch. Fun to see Adesanya come out on top, get the belt, and just watch him perform again. It's always fun to watch him perform, and same thing goes to Whittaker. It was always good to watch him go and do his thing, and it was definitely exciting to watch. It was another learning experience, watching two high-level fighters go at it like that, and with high stakes. So it was definitely good to watch.
Are you a fan of Israel's?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I've been a fan of him before he got in the UFC. Actually, I remember I was working at the FAA desk when I first discovered him. I saw some of his kickboxing highlights.
Wow.
And I was like, man, this dude's pretty good. You know what I'm saying? He was throwing up all these nice techniques and stuff, and with confidence and with power. So yeah, but I remember I was working at the FAA desk when I first discovered him, and I was already a fan right off the top.
Were you hoping that he won that fight because, maybe he's a bigger star right now and a fight against him could be bigger than a potential fight down the line? Like with Israel's champion, it seems like the middleweight division has been raised a little bit, the profile that is.
Yeah, I guess that's true. If you want to consider the business side of things, but I don't think in that regard. I didn't care who won either way. I was just looking and excited to see a good contest between two high level competitors.
Did you think he would win? And did you think he would win like that, like with a finish?
Well, absolutely. They're both capable of getting those type of wins. So yeah, I wouldn't expect anything less from him. His counter game was on point that day. Um, so yeah, and it definitely showed. So yeah, it was a good a good one to watch.
How do you feel about the dancing and all that stuff?
That's it was cool to watch. You know what I'm saying?
Not your style?
That's his not necessarily my style, but I can't hate on him for doing something that I wouldn't do. So he wasn't hurting nobody, you know what I'm saying? He was getting in his own groove, doing his own thing. You can't do nothing but respect that and acknowledge that type of thing. You know what I'm saying? This is the way he moves, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't care about anything or anyone outside of what he wants to do and what he's going to get done in there. So if he wants to come out and do a little dance routine, you know what I'm saying, get in the groove. And to be honest, I can understand how that can actually get him in the right mindset, because crumping is a very intense form of art, you know what I'm saying? And it can really bring out an intense how can I explain it? Like I guess I don't want to say aggressive mindset, but you know what I'm saying, it can really get a guy in the right mind to go out there and fight the way he did. So I can understand it, you know what I'm saying? I definitely acknowledge it, and I definitely won't hate on it. So good for him. It definitely got him a whole bunch of more fans, so you
Yes.
definitely can't hate on that.
Absolutely not. So it seems like there's a thing between him and Paulo Costa. I know you have your eyes on that title, but do you feel like that's going to be the next fight? And you're still maybe one or two away.
Who knows what's going to happen in the future, right?
Okay.
At this point in time, the way the landscape looked, yes, you could definitely say I have one or two more fights before I get a title shot. Um, or Paulo Costa can get hurt and nobody else is available.
Oh.
Or you know what I'm saying? It could be another situation with Israel and Whittaker. You know what I'm saying? Izzy can get hurt. Um, and then the next thing you know, they need another interim belt. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But anything can happen. I don't like making predictions, because if I make a prediction, that essentially seals the deal on the future, when there's so many different possibilities that one can take from an opportunity like this. So I'm not going to say this is what's going to happen, that's what's going to happen. Um, I'm going to be ready for whatever's going to happen, and I'm going to hope for the best.
Okay. And so you have a situation where if it is Costa versus Israel Adesanya, Who do you think makes sense for you? Have you thought about that? Like now that Whitaker is no longer champion, there's Till Gastelum coming up, Romero's out there. Who do you think makes sense for you to really take that next step?
Um, any of those guys, anybody ahead of me moves me closer to a title fight. Um, I would say, I would think a fight with Whitaker would put me closer to a title fight than a fight with any of those other guys. Um, if I were to put him in, rank him and put him in a number or anything like that. So I would say Whitaker because he just came back he just lost the title. He
Mhm.
didn't look bad in his efforts. He looked great. I thought he looked great. I think he's gonna only look better, especially after being off for as long as he did. Um, so I think he'll look better in his next outing. The same thing, and the same goes with Jack. You know what I'm saying? People, since I beat him, people are starting to write him off. But that dude's still an animal too, and he's still up there in the mix. But everybody's mentioning the fight with Romero. Um, I don't care either way, as long as it moves me forward toward closer to the title. If it has to be one fight to get to the title, then the one that's going to get me there.
I remember when we talked after the Brazil experience, and they didn't treat you well, and you referenced the scene in My Girl, and that was very memorable. I thought you weren't given the credit that you deserved after that victory. It seems like you're getting the credit that you deserve after this one, but overall, what was the experience like? I've heard that Denmark is a wonderful place. I've never had the pleasure. I've heard the people are incredibly nice. Did you feel the love from the people? It seemed like they were giving you love afterwards, even though you beat a guy who's not from there, but closer than where you live in Arizona. Did you feel like you were respected a little more over there as opposed to the last time in Brazil?
Well, I was respected in Brazil, outside of the whole fight and the post fight, everything how that played off. Everybody else was cool. But as far as that goes, yeah, everybody the energy there was definitely wonderful. There's a lot of people biking around. You know what I'm saying? Not too many people who's overweight over there. Uh, and I feel a healthy lifestyle leads to a more positive disposition. So the energy was, I could definitely feel the energy. It was definitely a good vibe that was going on over there. And yeah, it's definitely a good place, a place I would like to go back to. Take the family, visit. Some place to get away because it's very green. Again, very fresh air. I think I could do a lot of good energy work in a place like that.
Yeah, you seem to be really into energy these days. I noticed you're wearing something around your neck, and I remember watching the post fight show. You were talking to Tyron Woodley about it. What is that one?
This one is selenite.
Okay,
Yeah,
and what does it do?
and this one is helps with what's the word? Not clarity is the word I'm thinking about. It's a very high vibrational stone. Um, there's a bunch of different things that it does, but I like to use it for clarity to help cleanse and clear out my aura, so I can think clearly. Move and act clearly, receive and perceive things in a more clear manner. Um, just clarity is the main thing I really like to get out of selenite. It has a whole bunch of different benefits as well, attributes to it as well. But those are some of the ones. Again, my favorite being at this point in time is pyrite, and the piece you saw me on with when I was on that over there in Denmark was this piece right here,
And what
and
is
this is a
that?
good piece. This one is pyrite.
And what does that do?
Yeah, and this one is like it's like a protection stone. It helps with warding off negative energy or transforming negative energy into more positive energy. It also helps with will and courage, self confidence, things of that nature. Wealth and abundance and prosperity are a few things that I really like to extract from this.
Wow.
And this is a really nice piece I got from Crystal Council. They hooked me up with a bunch of really nice pieces of crystals and stuff. And this is one of my favorites that I like to carry around. It's pretty hefty, pretty heavy,
Yeah.
you know, uh, so I could chunk it at somebody if somebody comes at me wrong.
Who
So,
got
but
you
I
into
really
all of
like that
this?
piece. I actually got myself into it. After moving down here, I had a lot more time to devote to myself. So just trying to find a better way to feel better about my, just what's the word? Self development, um, self improvement, all that other stuff you want to call it. And energy, I've really had a liking to energy, chi, chakra, however you want to call it. Um, but just elevating my spirit, you know what I'm saying? Feeling better spiritually, which is going to lead to a better mental disposition, which is going to translate to a better physical, what's the word? Being, I guess.
I remember when I first noticed you, you were holding like the Torah and the Tallis and all that stuff. You were into Judaism. No more, right?
Yeah. No, no more. I've actually put down all of
All of
all
religion.
religion. You know.
Really?
Yeah.
Is this your
Yeah. I
religion?
don't do. I wouldn't call it my religion.
Okay.
No, this is just me enhancing my spirit. You can call it a spiritual system or spirituality. If you want to call it religion, you can. But I think calling it a religion puts it in a certain,
Right.
makes you think of it a certain way when it's not. You know what I'm saying? When it's not that. So I feel if you want to call it that, I can call it nature's religion. If you want to call it that,
I feel
but
that.
I don't like to call it religion. I don't want to put it in, make people think of it a certain way or anything like that. It's something personal to me, and although it has similarity to other things that's going on in the world, um, this is just something personal for myself alone. I don't do it with nobody else, um, and that's just it. There's no indoctrination involved with it. You know, if anything, like I said, it's just for self improvement, self elevation, to be for me to be a better person.
And just curious, if you don't mind me asking, why did you drop all religion? Why do you feel like that was the best thing for you?
Well, I gained a bunch more knowledge
Okay.
about the world that we live in, religion's inception, how it came about, um, and that among other things. Just when you know better, I feel you got to do better, and I felt that not to say that religion is bad in any sense, in any form or way. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I felt that I could derive more out of life by going this different route.
I like it and I respect it and I love. So you actually like walk around with these things, like you wear this when you go out. You walk around. Do you feel a difference? Like, did you feel like you were getting bad like energy towards you, evil eye, things like that? And now do you feel better? Do you feel freer? Do you feel like this isn't happening as much in your life?
I feel that not just through the stones do I feel that, you know what I'm saying? Through the release of a lot of things that I felt were burdening me, you know what I'm saying? Binding me to, especially to this 3D physical realm. When there's when we talk about heaven and angels and stuff, and where do they exist? Can I go there? You know what I'm saying? And just just really breaking free of all the way of thinking that a lot of people have, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Um just trying to escape I don't know. I don't know. Just
I
it's
love
hard
it.
to explain.
I get it.
That and to me, and that's why it's so personal, you know what I'm saying? I can't really explain it to anybody. You know what I'm saying? One has to experience it. It can't be I can't tell you what it feels like. And you have to experience it for yourself, but you have to be open to be able to experience it. A lot of people, and I feel that some religions and some doctrines close us off to those things.
Okay. Does your family feel the same? Like, does your wife feel the same as far as the stones and all that? Are they on board with this?
Yeah. I mean, my wife is. She dabbles in it a little bit. Um, but she's more free thinking.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want to be bound to any type of to any particular way of thinking or anything like that. So again, she's finding her own way, and I don't really ask her about it. We don't talk too much about it. Um, we do, we have our conversations and stuff, and to be honest, I feel like we're just babes, figuring out what world do we live in. So we bounce ideas off of each other. We talk to each other about certain things, and I give her my opinion, she gives me hers, and we try to juggle those thoughts around in our mind and try to not necessarily find the answer, but find a way to move, I guess.
Prior to the fight against Jack, there were some cool videos put together of you as a heavyweight, then transforming into the light heavyweight, then middleweight. And I'm wondering now, like when you're in between fights, and of course you fought, 10 or so days ago, how big do you allow yourself to get?
That's a personal question.
Oh, I was just curious. I mean, your weight has been a big part of your story, right?
Yeah, sorry, I was getting a call from Lou, my manager.
Oh, Lou the
Um,
man. I love Lou.
yeah, Yeah, it's probably
Shouldn't
some good news if he calling me
shouldn't he
now.
know
He
that you're
knows
on
I'm
the air
on.
right now? He helped book
I
this.
know, right? He knows I'm on it. So it must be some really big news.
Oh, you want to take that call and call us back?
Can I do that? We're live. I can't do
Yeah,
that.
I know. All right, well, keep us posted afterwards. But I'm just curious about the weight. Don't try to change the subject.
Well, I would show you my fat belly right now, but but I get up, I can get up there 215, 220, if I'm not working out, which is what I'm not doing now. So I'm full of water. I still drink water, but I'm eating heavy. My belly's kind of extended a little bit. Um, but if I started to work out today, you know what I'm saying, those numbers would get way back down. Being at 220, I can get back down to 212, 210 in a matter of days just by eating right and flushing it out by working out and stuff like that. But I'm just taking a break right now
Uh-huh.
while I'm in the off season, but I'm working out. I'm like 215, 212, 211. And then when I'm like 7 weeks out from the fight, the numbers start getting in low teens. Not low teens, but yeah, low teens, high teen or high twos.
Okay. And realistically, would you like to fight again this year, or are you done for the rest of the year?
Well, that depends on what they come up with. If it's the right fight, hell yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
As long as my body's right. Today I go to the doctor and get the results from X-ray I had on my chest and MRI I had on my knee.
Oh, what's wrong with your chest?
Well, Jack kicked me in my in the body, and I
Okay.
think he may have dislodged or displaced a rib. You know what I'm saying? Caused the cartilage displacement, I think is what they call it. I don't know the medical term, but where the bone and the cartilage meet, it got like kind of moved around right there.
Okay.
So you know, and the knee could be potential meniscus damage. It could just been trauma from checking kicks and moving around like in the fight and stuff. Um, I've had a meniscusectomy. I don't know what they call it, a meniscus removal procedure done on my knee before, and I don't think that one's going to be too serious. I don't think. I think it actually feels a lot better. Just giving it time to heal. The swelling has gone down a little bit. So, but the rib I think is definitely going to take maybe another 3-4 weeks maybe to fully heal. So I can get back in there at the end of the year.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll wait and see. You're certainly in that discussion right now, in that title picture, if you will. Interesting times at 185 with the new champion, and I'm curious to see what they come up for. I like the Whittaker idea very much. I like all these ideas. So keep on doing your thing, my man. Congratulations on the victory. I love the Stones talk. I love all that stuff. Just keep doing you, Jared. Keep doing your thing. I'm glad they treated you well out there in Denmark, and we'll talk to you very soon. Good luck with the results on the tests as well.
Thank you very much, man.
All
I
right.
will keep doing my thing. I can't do nothing but be honest with myself, and in doing so, being honest with everybody else. So.
Hello, everyone. It's Ariel Helwani. I just came here to thank you for watching our ESPN YouTube channel. It's the best. You know what else is the best? The ESPN app. You can get highlights, analysis, all that stuff and more. And if you want premium content and live streaming sports, there's only one place for all of that. It's ESPN Plus.